Hi guys, welcome back. So today this is episode 3 of the MK7.5 Golf R build. So last week's episode you would have seen us upgrading like the clutch, doing all sort of like the gearbox work with the wave track diff upgrade, all that kind of stuff. So now we're going to be talking about the turbo side of things. Obviously we said we're going to be installing a hybrid turbocharger, and here are all the parts going to be upgrading the car with. So we have got a HP FR500 turbo. It's going to be replacing the standard item. We're just going to talk you through exactly what we've got, the differences between the turbos. So this is a standard IS38 here. It's good for around sort of like 380 to 420 horsepower, depending on the health and all the other upgrades and software you've got on your car at stage 2. And then this is the FR500 turbo. Now this turbo is good for around about 500 horsepower, driven some cars with around 480 with this particular turbo on it, and they work really well. Really nice strong boost curve from like 3,800 RPM flat up to the rev limit. So reason why we're upgrading the turbo is because the standard turbo, like I said earlier, it runs out of performance potential about 380, 420 horsepower. If you want to get any more, you need to upgrade the turbo. So the differences between the standard IS38 and this particular hybrid, you've got the compressor wheel, with this, which is the standard one here, and then you've got the compressor on the FR800, and the compressor wheel on the FR800 is much larger, and you'll be able to see that this particular part here has been milled out to accept the larger wheel. And what that does is it allows more flow through the turbocharger, more boosts to be able to be made. The only downside is with a bigger compressor wheel is that at the low down revs you get a little bit less sort of like boost and torque, but at the high end mid range you gain quite a lot as well. So obviously these particular cars you're going to be driving in the mid to high range most of the time, especially when we're doing all these upgrades. So as well as that, at the same time, replaced the turbo muffler delete with a straight through item. So this is apart from HPA. And then on the exhaust side as well, so the compressor side has been upgraded, and then the exhaust side, the same thing's happened, is where a bigger wheel's been installed, and also this particular casting's been milled out as well to accept that larger wheel. So this is going to allow the turbos to sustain higher boost through the medium to high rev range. So this is going to make a massive difference performance wise. And then obviously if you're going to stage 2 or big turbo on these cars, you need to upgrade away from the factory downpipe, which we've got here. The factory downpipe has a cat in it right after the turbocharger, so the turbo flows through here, and also there's a really big sort of like angle change and reduction in bore as well. So this is really going to impede the flow coming out of the turbocharger. It's going to make the turbocharger work harder to be able to produce the same amount of boost, and also it's going to cause EGTs to rise as well. So we're going to be installing the Miltek downpipe. So this is a catless downpipe, so it's got a smooth nice bend outside of coming out of the turbo. As well as that, it's also got no cat in it as well, so completely free flowing. So the turbo is going to have to work less harder to make the same amount of boost, and also the EGT is going to be a lot lower. And then with the downpipe, we've also zircotec coated it. So this is their performance white color. So it's good for around 1400 degrees Celsius and reduces surface temperature by about 36 degrees. So what this allows us to do is to keep all the heat in the downpipe, all that energy inside the downpipe, to maximize the flow out of it, and obviously reduce the surface temperatures of the downpipe and any of the engine bay heat as well. And then following on from the downpipe, we're also installing a upgraded catback. So he's gone for a Miltek resonated system that maintains the valve control as well, so you can open the valves in sort of like the race mode and then close them in the eco mode, so it can be quiet or loud. And he's also gone for a resonated system, which means it has a center silencer. Obviously if you're running sort of like a catless downpipe, it's going to make it louder anyway, and if you only have one resonator in the system, which is the back box, it can be extremely loud. This particular customer wanted to keep the volume levels sensible, so this will allow him to do that. And then also tips wise, it's gone for the Cerakote black tips, which again, look incredible. At the same time, obviously we're installing the 90-degree turbo elbow. So this is the one from HPA that comes with the turbo kit. So that replaces the factory restrictive item, even more important on sort of like big turbo upgrades. And then on sort of like the topic of reducing temperatures as well, we've got the CTS turbo blanket. So this fits over the turbine side of the turbo, and basically just keeps all of that hot exhaust energy inside of the turbine, so that it maximizes performance and also doesn't let as much heat out into the engine bay. So that's pretty much everything we've got going here. Obviously, as part of this, we're going to have to optimize like the ECU software, the DSG software, and all that kind of stuff to maximize the performance potential. We'll be doing that in later on videos, but for now, just enjoy this all getting fitted. Thank you so much for watching this video. Obviously you've just seen the turbo upgrade, the exhaust system, all the spark plugs, callbacks as well. Obviously if you've got any questions about it, just let us know in the comments. In the next video, we're going to be looking at the cooling upgrades of the cars. So looking at things like radiator, oil cooler, intercooler, all of that stuff. So yeah, see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then please give us a thumbs up. If you'd like to watch other videos of ours that YouTube thinks you'll like, then click up here. If you'd like to watch some other videos that we have in the same playlist, then click here. And obviously if you enjoyed the video, then we really appreciate if you gave us a subscription. And then obviously you'll be updated when other videos of ours go live, and you can do that quite easily by clicking here. Hope to see you soon.